So as many people already know that there's major layoffs in tech, right? If you're an employee in tech, you probably heard rumors or are expecting rounds of layoffs coming soon at your company. And people are anxious and people are scared, and they're rightfully so. But I like to share some points that I think that helps me to sort of calm myself down and not to be too worried and to keep up my own work, right? And so the first point is that if it happens, it happens, right? There's nothing you can do about it. Uh, as we can already see, it's not purely performance-based formula. There's a lot of factors involved. Sometimes it seems random, and so you cannot prevent it from happening to you if it does happen. So, and then on the other side, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You don't need to worry about anything, right? There's nothing you can do about it. The second thing is that it's okay to be anxious, but understand that if your anxiety causes your performance to suffer, that may not be a good outlook for you in the long run, right? For example, if you did not get laid off and you're safe, and throughout that period of rumors, you did not perform well, that's going to bite you back in the end when you have your performance review. And so you want to keep doing what you're already doing and try to not let the information impact you too much, right? So then maybe other people are, suffering from performance related issues, but you're able to keep your heads up and perform well, and that will reward you well in the end. The third thing is, I think a lot of people, especially like when I was younger, we tend to associate our identities with our work a bit too much. And so what I mean by that is, if like you're kind of like a workaholic, so you don't know who you are outside of work. You only thing you know is how to work. I want to do well in work. I want to get validations at work, and that's how you sort of feed yourself, right? It's sort of like motivations and energy. But I also realized that it's those type of people that if the layoff happens to them, they are going to get hurt the most, right? Because then you get laid off, you have no work, you're like, oh shit, what do I do now? And so my recommendation is try to disassociate yourself from work and have a separate identity at work than your personal life, right? So that you are not lost when you lose your job. Right? No one wants to be like depressed and lost. You want to prevent that as much as possible. And it's just not healthy in general. And then I think do not try to if you say work already 8 hours a day, every day for work, don't try to push to say 10 to 12 hours a day now just to, try to save yourself from layoffs. That's not the right way to look at it, in my opinion. Keep doing what you're doing, your healthy work-life balance. Keep going to the gym, keep making meals for yourself, keep waking up at the right times, right? Don't change the way you live because of the layoffs. Mostly because if you want to improve, say, your work efficiency, this is for people who, are struggling with their work stuff. What you want to look at is getting more work done within the same amount of time frame rather than extending your time frame of work, right? So if I can get more work done in 8 hours, instead of saying get the same amount of work done, actually get more work done by adding more hours, that just doesn't scale, and you're going to hate work, right? And the last thing for this layoff is that I think a lot of people just never thought about this, and they spend money recklessly, and now if they get laid off, they're in a really financially distressed situation. And so my recommendation here is that if you haven't already, start saving up an emergency fund of at least 6 months, right, worth of expenses. That'd be mortgage or rent, your eating expenses, your groceries, your car, etc. And start saving up at least 6 months worth of expenses. So that if you do get impacted, you have a decent runway to survive financially until you find a new gig or etc. Right? So those are my opinions, and I hope no one else gets impacted by the layoffs. But keep your heads up and be strong. I think we will endure this and keep doing good work.